Welcome everybody to the newest edition of Motivational Monday with Zach Gowen. I am your host, your tour guide, Zach Gowen, here sharing my experience, strength, and hope with you guys every single Monday, answering one question per week. If you have a question that would like to be answered, if you're in need of some inspiration or motivation, please leave it in the comments. Today's question comes from Tracy Rick Reisman. Tracy writes, Zach, in Mifflin County and surrounding areas, we just had 10 drug overdoses in 3 weeks. Not sure if you can address this or not. Also, don't forget when you're in PA, stop in so we can throw some ropes. She's a power lifter. I'm not. Thanks for your outreach to others. You're a great inspiration. Well, thank you for saying that. I absolutely feel an obligation and a duty to reach back and help others and share my experience, because along my path, along my journey, so many people, they reached back and they helped me grow and evolve as a human being to the complete man that you see now in front of you. My wife might disagree with that statement. But so the question is, and actually I'm in PA right now. I'm right outside of Reading in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, doing work with my speaking agency, Cool Speak. Shout out to Cool Speak. And I am wrestling tonight for Phoenix Pro Wrestling. But by the time you see this, it'll have been a few days. But it's actually a really great cause because it's a benefit show for the Children's Tumor Foundation. So we're mixing professional wrestling and helping a lot of sick kids. And if you know anything about my backstory, it's very important to me to help kids who are sick, especially with cancer and tumors and things like that. So it's all a beautiful mosaic, and this is one little piece of the stone in the painting. So it's a pleasure. But to get back to the question, because I can ramble and I can talk and I have ADHD, so I go everywhere. Stay focused, Zach. Stay focused. In Mifflin County, surrounding areas, 10 drug overdoses in 3 weeks. Yes, so there's an absolute drug epidemic going on right now, especially with opiate addiction, due to, I believe, the access of Vicodin and Oxycontin, Percocets, all that kind of stuff. In and it really started. I don't want to get to a big history lesson, but point is this: they've been too readily available to too many people without knowing the consequences and side effects for too long. Now we're catching up, and now there's regulations, and doctors are being held accountable, pharmacy being held accountable, but the damage has been done, and right now we're seeing the after effects of that damage. And the first thing that I think needs to happen, and I'm speaking from experience here as a recovering addict and alcoholic, and by the grace of God, next month I'll have 7 years of continuous sobriety, which is an absolute gift, right? Number one, a number of things need to happen, and this is a more complicated issue than I could answer in a 3 or 4 minute Facebook, YouTube video, But what's important for me is reducing the stigma of addiction and alcoholism. Addiction is not a moral failing. Addiction is not a moral failing. And that needs to be driven home, because this stigma is killing people. Once we reduce or eliminate the stigma, then access to treatment will increase tenfold, 100-fold. Once we reduce or eliminate this stigma that addiction is a moral failing, then the ability to reach out for help when you're afflicted will go through the roof, right? We don't look at cancer patients as people who deserve to get what they got, right? Or we don't look at somebody with schizophrenia or general anxiety disorder or depression as some sort of moral failing. And addiction is no different. The causes and the roots may be rooted in something different, but the treatment is the same, right? The treatment is the same, and we need to provide access to treatment, provide access to an addict or alcoholic that's willing to make it possible for them to reach out for help before it is too late. The most powerful words that I have ever spoken in my life were directed towards my mother when I said, I am scared. I don't know what to do. I am scared. I don't know what to do. And those were the most honest words I've ever spoken in my life, and they came from a place of honesty that I didn't even know I had. And just by saying that and just putting some sunlight on the problem provided this domino effect towards recovery and a solution. And I thank God I said those words before I didn't wake up one day. And that was a very distinct possibility due to the combination and the amount of chemicals with my body and my relationship with those chemicals. Addiction is not a moral failing. It's about the body and its relationship with these chemicals, right? So this relationship becomes so important. The brain gets hijacked, and when that addiction sets in, it hijacks and it supersedes all other primary functions of your body. Instincts for food, for shelter, for water, to self-preservation. Those become secondary to feeding the addiction. And this is why it is so scary. And this is why it's so dangerous. And this is why you're seeing so many of these drug overdoses. But if you or someone you know is struggling, just know that this is not a moral failing and that there is help out there. Reach out to a doctor, go to a 12-step meeting, reach out to a hospital, do a medical detox. Reach out. The bottom line is reach out, put some sunlight on the problem, and there are solutions out there. But hang in there, and I'm rooting for you. And if you ever need any support or guidance, feel free to email me or send me a message on any of the social medias. But I pray for you. I pray for you every morning, and I pray for you every night. And we're here for you. So until next time, thanks so much. Bye.